Hi folks, and welcome to this episode of Michael's Backyard Marina. I'm working on another boat piece. You guys saw me possibly do my engine cover, recover it. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to wire up the lighting on it. And this is, I think, come up with a pretty good solid way to wire the lighting up. And I'm going to show you how I'm doing it to add some more lighting in my boat, plus an effective way to hook the wires up and disconnect it if you have to. So follow along and I'll show you what I'm doing. So as you know, I put in these drink holders in the top of my engine cover. The next thing I want to do is I want to install, and those have blue lights in them, I want to install these little numbers here. They've got 6 red LEDs in them. I'm going to mount them to the front of my engine cover about here. I think I'm just going to put 2 here. I lit them up with the battery. They seem to light up a pretty nice area. I'm trying to get them as high up on the cover as possible in order to cascade light out as far as possible. One thing I did like about these, and the reason I purchased them, is when you're standing up walking around in the boat, this here area is going to keep the light from coming up in your eyes. This is going to make it go down toward the floor and keep it down toward the floor so you're not blinded by the bright LEDs that are coming on there. So what I'm going to do is I've got a drill bit where I'm going to drill through the cover here to allow this to fit up and go in, and then I've got a couple small screws and I'm going to screw it to the wood that's underneath there, and that way, and once I get these 2 in place, I'll flip it over and use some wiring. The wiring I'm using, I have some leftover wiring from a trailer light. This is nice light gauge wiring that's plenty heavy gauge for running the LED lights. And I've got a lot of it here, so I'm going to use it to wire the inside. And I've got a plug. I'll show you the disconnect plug that I'm using. That's going to be down here near the bottom. So when this cover pivots back and forth, I'll have the wiring joint down here so it can move along freely with it. But I also have a place where I can unplug it whenever I need to possibly take the engine cover out. I like to sometimes just get it out of my way while I'm working on stuff. So let's get going. Okay, there you have it. Installed, nice and solid. A couple little small wood screws. I've got, as you saw when I built this 3/4 inch plywood behind here. I've got some pretty solid wood to hold these things. Those are going to they can take a bump here and there. It's not going to hurt a thing. Now we'll flip it around and I'll show you what I do for wiring. I solder all my connections. I put heat shrink tubing on all my connections. I'll be putting fasteners inside here to guide the wires and keep them out of the way of the engine and all that fun stuff. So let's get going on that right now. Okay, now I've got everything soldered. I haven't heat shrunk all the wire, heat shrink tubing around the soldered joints that I've made yet. I just got them kind of protecting them right now. I think before I heat shrink those on, I want to flip this thing over, hook a battery to it, and see if it's working. Alrighty, it looks like we have some success here on top. You can see my drink holders on the top of it's lit up. Be easy to find those at night, won't it? And then the red lights up the front. Looks like they're going to cascade out pretty well. Because if this was the bottom of the boat here, you can see how much of the flooring it was going to light up. You'll be able to see inside the floor real well. And it won't be just pitch black. I'm pretty tickled with that. That's going to work out pretty darn slick. Okay, what I'm going to do to connect this to the boat is this. You buy these little pigtails like this. I got this one at Napa. It was like $2.50. There's the part number. And what it does is it plugs in like this. Just a little two-pronged plug to make a nice connection. You can just cut your wire right there. You got your pigtails off each end. One set will go to the lighting on here. The other is going to go to my wiring on the boat that is hooked up to my navigation lights. You got your red, green up front, your white in the back. Well, the only time you'd be using these lights, or this being lit up, the only time it'd be an advantage to you is when you've got your running lights on anyway. So I'm going to tie it all into that switch. So when I flip on my nav lights, all these lights come on automatically. And the fact that they're LED, they won't draw squat for juice. So I'm pretty tickled with that. It's adding a little bit of class to the old 42-year-old or 43-year-old boat now. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's making it exciting. Hey, when you can't go fish, might as well fix up the things you fish with. So that's what I'm doing here. So I appreciate you folks watching. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to neaten up the wires inside. There's these little pull stick fasteners that you can pull the sticker back off and stick it to the inside, and then zip tie your wires to it so everything's nice and tidy in there. But then I'll plug this onto the end once I get it in the boat and find out how much wiring I need on the pigtail end. So, because you don't want a lot of extra wiring in there, just need enough. And we'll go from there. But I'm pretty thrilled with the outcome. This is going to be a one slick trick, I think. And when I'm out night catfishing, I'm actually going to have some light in the boat that I could come over here if I wanted to. I could tie a line on it underneath the light. The nice thing about this red light, it doesn't wreck your night vision. So, thank you for watching. Get out there and do something fun. If you're not doing something fun, you got to ask yourself, why aren't you doing something fun? Find the things in life that bring you pleasure, folks, and do it. And do it as often as you can. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like what you see. Hit the like button if you like what you see. Appreciate you watching and spending your time following me. Thank you.